On the second day of the zombie apocalypse, the man was living out of his modified truck. A father and daughter were following behind him in their RV. The man asked how much fuel the RV had left. Lisa confidently said it was enough to go 500 kilometers. The man said that wasn't nearly enough. He told Steve to buy extra fuel when they passed a gas station, even if prices had gone up, because he needed fuel reserves too. Steve then asked why there were only 2 cars on the road and why there was no cell signal. The man was experiencing the apocalypse for the first time too, so he didn't know the answers. He planned to ask the gas station attendant when they stopped. Soon they arrived at the nearest gas station. For safety, the man had Lisa stay in the car while he and Steve got out, carrying weapons. Steve said all he had in his car was a cooking spatula. The man told Steve to dress warmly and said he would give him a knife. As a doctor, Steve said this was the first time he would be using a knife outside of an operating room. The man strode toward the gas station, calling out for the attendant, but only heard inhuman growls coming from inside the convenience store. He instantly went on alert and looked through the glass. The attendant had turned into a zombie, and there was a half-eaten body on the floor. It was the first time the man had seen such a bloody scene. He couldn't stop himself from vomiting. Steve, standing beside him, looked completely calm. The man asked how he could stand it without throwing up. Steve said that as a doctor, he was used to seeing dead bodies. He suggested they quickly move on to the next gas station to get away from the zombie. But the man thought the next station would probably be even worse. He didn't want to miss out on the supplies and fuel here. Steve said he wasn't young anymore and couldn't fight zombies. The man said they just needed a small trick to lure the zombie out. He looked around, spotted a field terrace across the road, and laid out his plan. He would lure the zombie toward the terrace, while Steve and Lisa emptied the convenience store. Then they began. The man opened the convenience store door with trembling hands and deliberately yelled to get the zombie's attention, then ran hard toward the terrace. When the zombie fell down the terrace, the man climbed back up. The zombie ran faster than he had expected, but luckily he was in good shape. Satisfied that the zombie couldn't get back up, the man returned to the gas station. Steve was very worried about his safety. He hadn't expected the zombie to run so fast either. Now that the gas station was completely unmanaged, they could take whatever they needed. Steve felt uncomfortable about it. He looked up at the security cameras, worried that their actions would be considered robbery. The man couldn't help but laugh at him. The apocalypse had already started. No police were going to arrest them for what they did today. Lisa smiled and said their actions fell under emergency necessity, urging her father to hurry up. This was a rare opportunity for free shopping. Steve let it go and told Lisa to go get a large bag from the RV, since they couldn't carry much by hand. The man was surprised that Lisa wasn't afraid of seeing the dead body. Steve said she was also a doctor. The three quickly emptied the convenience store. After filling up their tanks, they also took several full fuel canisters. Once the cars couldn't fit another thing, they set off again. On the road, Steve couldn't help but chat with the man. He thought the supplies they had taken would last them several months. The man didn't get cocky. He knew the area well and remembered an abandoned coal yard up ahead where they could rest for the night. The two vehicles drove steadily down the highway, with stray zombies wandering along the roadside.